Yo, what's good, YouTube? My name is TJ Jose. I'm an independent artist, music producer, and mix engineer. And today, I'm gonna show you how I made the beat for my latest single, Hilton Freestyle. Let's get it! Hilton Freestyle is a song I just released with my boy, my former roommate, and one of my best friends, Marvin Pagdanganan, aka MGPZ. If you haven't heard Hilton Freestyle yet, what are you doing? Check it out. Go to the link in the description of this video, click on it, and listen to Hilton Freestyle. Watch the music video. It's cute. It's fire. It's not just cute, it's fire. It's cute and fire. It's kind of like a baby dragon, like How to Train Your Dragon. Watch the music video, stream it on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, SoundCloud, Deezer, Tidal, wherever you listen to your music. Go there, stream it. If you have Instagram, put it on your story. Hilton Freestyle. Choose one of the lyrics, and your daily selfie. Hilton Freestyle right there. It could be my voice. It could be Marvin's voice. It could be just a beat, whatever you want. And tag us. Tag me at the TJ Jose. Tag Marvin at MGPZ, and we'll repost it. Get you some clout, And now, without any further ado, let's get into the beat breakdown. So for this beat, I really wanted to get into sampling, similar to my last beat breakdown I did of Focus by Trisha Joe, but I didn't really want to get into the whole legal battle of sampling, especially with sampling famous works. You have to go through their lawyers and their team, and I'm like, I don't have the money or time for that. And then I thought to myself, wait, I released 3 songs with Marvin last year. It was an EP called Midnight Kids that's on Spotify. I made the beats for all of those, and there's just me. It's my vocals and Marvin's vocals. It's just us, and we own the rights to it because we made it. So I'm gonna sample myself. I'm not gonna sue myself for sampling myself, So initially, I tried sampling our song "Long Way Home." Take the long way home, never feeling alone. But it just wasn't flowing right. It didn't feel right. So I scrapped that idea. Then I went to the next song, our song "Better." I know I'm better on my own. So I took the song, put it into my software. I use Logic Pro 10. I just cut out my chorus, and this is the original sample. I know I'm better by myself. As you can hear, it's a little slower, it's a little more vibey, there's a lot of reverb. I didn't really know how to mix back then, so I just put way too much reverb, but whatever. So I thought, I could sample this into a slow, 93 BPM, R&B, lovey type song, but that's not what I was feeling at the time I was making this beat. I thought, you know what, let's speed it up and turn it up. I set the BPM at 160, and then I time stretched the sample, the loop that I got, to fit into the 160 BPM. So the sped up version of it sounds like this. I know I'm better on my own. So now that I have the sample sped up, now what? So I figured, let's just put a filter on it. So I filtered out a bunch of the highs and a bunch of the lows, so you just get a little bit of the mids, and this is what that sounds like. And then after that, I threw one of my favorite plugins, Halftime, on it. It lowers the pitch while also stretching out how long the bars are. I can't really explain the algorithm behind Halftime, but basically this is what it sounds like. And once I got to that point, I knew I could work with that. The last thing I did, I took that sample and I lowered it by 12 semitones. So I had a high version of the Halftime sample and a low version of the Halftime sample. I knew I wanted to do that just for the variation in the beat, so you're not hearing the same thing the whole beat. Now that we manipulated the sample, the next thing I needed to do was create a beat. Create just at least an 8-bar loop. And then once I have an 8-bar loop, I can go and arrange it. So this is how I started the 8-bar loop. Here I have the high version of the sample. And then I went into Splice and I found this bounce loop. It's like an ARP plus a little percussion. I was inspired by the song Go Crazy by Young Thug and Chris Brown. The producers of that song had a beat breakdown where they did something similar and had like a similar bounce loop. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I found one on Splice that's royalty free. I tucked it pretty low in the mix and panned it right. To complement the bounce loop, I created an ARP out of a guitar that sounds like this. The guitar loop follows the same rhythm but plays different notes that are somewhat harmonizing, and I panned that one left. So they're both somewhat low in the mix, panned right and left, so that it just creates a vibe. It creates a feel. Along with a sample that you're kind of up. Like, okay, we're not sad right now, we're a little bit up. This is what the bounce loop and the ARP sound like together. The next thing I did, I added some keys, just simple chords. I added 3 different snaps, one panned hard left, one panned hard right, and one in the middle. I put these pretty sparse, just once every 4 bars. So after the snaps, I just added a snare and a clap that are following a turn up rhythm. The clap is carrying the rhythm a little bit more. It's doing that classic. And then the snare is just hitting on every 2 and 4. After the snare and clap, I just added a kick to follow. Next, I added hi-hats. So I had this first hi-hat here that was panned a little to the left. I had this second hi-hat here that was panned more to the right. And then I had this third hi-hat that was doing hi-hat rolls here and there. And all 3 hi-hats together sound like this. And now here's all the drums and percussion together. Next, I added an 808. This 808 was just following the bass notes of the keys. And then I added this hey. I filtered out some of the highs of the hey and I added a pretty short delay so that it's an impact right on the 1 of the 8-bar loop. Along with that, there's a crash to emphasize the start of that loop. And the beat altogether sounds like this. So once I finished this, I knew I had a beat. It was almost done. Now, it wasn't a complete beat though. It was just an 8 or 16 bar loop. I could have just repeated it, but that would have gotten boring after a minute. So I knew it was really important to make the arrangement really good. Sometimes producers, especially on YouTube, they put all of the focus on the production, what plugins, what effects you can do on these 8-bar loops. But if you can't add variation in the arrangement, not only the listener is going to get bored, the artist is going to get bored. For me, I'm an artist and a producer. I'm a producer first, so this took me a little bit to learn. But as an artist, trying to come up with lyrics or melodies, it really helps if your beat has a lot of different variation. Things drop out at certain points, things slow down, things speed up. So that's what I really wanted to focus on while crafting this beat. I knew that this 8-bar loop that I made was going to be like the chorus or the main part. So all I needed to do was take things away or change things. Starting from the intro, I just had the high sample. And then for the drums, I bounced out an audio file of the drums and put a bandpass filter on it. And then of course, you have to have your tag, your producer tag. The TJ Jose. Fun fact, that's my voice saying my tag. This probably doesn't surprise you, but that was just me and a mic. I think it's like 3 or 4 layers of my voice saying it differently, and then I pitched it down a little bit. But I've been using that since like 2018. So right out of the intro after my tag, we get into the first section of the verse. For this part, I wanted the artist to have room to say whatever they wanted to say. So for this part, I only had the bounce loop, the ARP guitar loop, the 808, and the snaps. And every time a snap hit, which is only once every 4 bars, everything cut out except for the hi-hats. That way, it made more of an impact. Because if it was just the melodies playing and the snaps playing, it would still be cool, but not as much of an impact. As if when it cuts out, you kind of feel it in your chest. I'm like, oh, okay. And I felt like as an artist, that would really help someone come up with words. And it turns out it did. It helped me come up with words. And then right after that, I had a little siren that I pitched down and added delay to in order to transition into the next 8 bars of the verse. And then for this section, I just added the lower sample. So now it's just the lower sample, the bounce loop, the guitar ARP loop, and the snaps and the hi-hats. After that, it was into the chorus. But I wanted a cool transition to the chorus. I could have just gone straight in, but instead, I just had to do this little trick. You copy and paste the first bar, copied that, and pasted it right before the chorus, so it hits twice. It's like bam, bam, bam. That's why when you hear the beat, you hear like a da 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 da. Then the next portion after that 8-bar loop is when Marvin in the song sings slow down, because the beat slowed down. For this part, I added a synth bass. And this synth bass was just playing the same note as the 808, except just long, instead of the bow, bow, bow. And I only had the hi-hat and the snap going, and then the keys came in later. And then right after that, I just went into the same loop as I did in the first part, the first verse. And then after that, it was just the chorus loop, and that basically took you home. In the outro, I took some things out, and at the very last bar, I just had 3 808s hitting. Ba, ba, ba. It just felt right to have a definitive 808 just end the beat. And that's it. That's the beat breakdown of Hilton Freestyle. I hope you learned something today. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you haven't heard Hilton Freestyle, go to the link in the description, check it out, watch the music video, stream it on your favorite streaming service. And if you want to hear a more in-depth behind the scenes of the story behind Hilton Freestyle, keep an eye out for the Vibe Suppliers podcast, hosted by your boy TJ Jose and Marvin Pagdanganan. Well, the first 4 episodes, we're just going to be talking all things Hilton Freestyle. The writing of it, the production, the recording, the stories behind it, how me and Marvin met, our old EP Midnight Kids.
Slow down. This part for the slow down, the beat slows down. Shout out to TJ, I was sick. When I heard that, I was like, I know I had to, hit it like that.
So if you're interested in that, definitely watch out. If you're wondering where you can find out when that'll release, follow me on Instagram. Follow Marvin on Instagram. If you would be so kind to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be amazing. I would appreciate it so much. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day wherever you're watching from. Peace.